Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly spirit messages for all zodiac signs. Today I will be using the Light Seers Tarot for all the zodiac signs. So as per usual, I will be picking one card for each sign and there will be a message behind that card for you. If you know your sun, moon and rising signs, then listen to the readings for each sign if you feel drawn to. You might get a bit of a deeper reading that way. Otherwise, just go ahead and skip to your sun sign. So this is a reading for the week commencing the 13th of June. I should have checked that before. The 13th of June. So yeah, 2022. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get to it. I will pull the first 6 cards for all the signs, starting from Aries to Virgo. So we're looking for 6 cards from Aries to Virgo to start with. I do apologize for my shuffling. Let's just carry on. Okay, a lot of them want to be jumping out. I wonder if we will be selecting some of those that have jumped out so far. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Come on. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Okay, so starting with Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So I'm only doing upright card readings. Okay, Aries, you have the card of the World. It's the card of completion. It's the card of, urging you to complete things or just reminding you that things are coming to an end and it's time to choose new approach, choose new direction, new way of doing things. If you felt like you've been waiting for something to complete for a while, then this is definitely the week in which it will happen. Also, looking at this card, I can see the different oh my gosh, geometrical, thank you. I don't know what's happening with me today. The different geometrical shapes, and every geometrical shape, there's something called sacred geometry, and each sign shape means something. I don't know what these mean, but the fact that they're in on this card makes me feel like this is a very blessed opportunistic time for you. So I feel like there is some, like when I was speaking about some sort of completion, it's because there are things ready for you to complete and to bring you some rewards. So if you've been working on any projects of any sort, or you're waiting for something to finally close the doors and bring you some rewards, then this is the week that it will be happening, and you might feel being drawn to new different directions as well this week, Aries. Okay, now Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Taurus, you have the 7 of Wands. So this is the week for you to just stay calm and centered and try not to be affected by other people around you, whether it's their actions, their words, or anything that you might read to that is bringing a sense of low mood, something that hits your confidence, anything like that. Just try not to let that affect you. We can see this lady having her solar plexus shining, so her confidence is shining, she's being centered, she's being connected to her soul, and all the wands here that are pointing at her are not really phasing her at all. So whatever is happening this week, Taurus, just remember to stay calm and not let it affect you, because if you were to react, let yourself react, then it might bring a little bit more headache and stress for you. So if there's anything that you need to do, then it's not to do, it's to do nothing basically, and just stay calm. So that's the message for you, Taurus. I'll see you next week. Okay, so next we're moving on to Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Three of Wands. Okay, Gemini, you have made the decisions, you have taken the strides, and now it is time to apply what you've learned, what you have set up. The goals, the plans that you had are now being, being applied. So instead of just planning, strategizing, this week is to actually take action and take those first steps in your plan. So stop waiting now, because you are ready to take the next step. Whatever it means for you, it's a general reading. So if there's anything that you've been holding back on, this week is the time to jump in and just do it. Thank you for watching, Gemini. I'll see you next week. Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The spirit message for you this week. Seven of Swords. Okay, Cancer, you might feel a little bit deceited. No, lied to. You might experience some deceit this week. I feel like this is not necessarily a spirit message for you, Cancer, as if you are the one being deceitful. I feel like this is a week for you to just watch your back and, scrutinize every single word that you hear someone say, almost. If someone makes you promises, or they will say, oh, I'll be better this time, or I'll do this for you, I promise you this and that, take it with a grain of salt. Although the person might have great intentions now, things might change, and they might change their mind on the fickle, or on the dime, whatever the saying is. So don't hold on to it too much. Just as much as you can, just depend on yourself only. There's no one else that you can depend on as much as you can depend on yourself. So just bear that in mind for this week, Cancer. And I'll see you next week. Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Your spirit message for this week is the King of Wands. Okay, so I feel like this is a message for you from Spirit to embody the King of Wands. The King of Wands is the highest court card in the wand suit, right? So it is like the epitome of being driven, of passion, of business-like active application of our plans. It's a courageous card. It's a card of action. It's a card of making things happen, in the physical world, manifesting things through our passion and action and our active application. So Spirit would like you this week to embody the King of Wands and really get things going. Feel like that lion. Oh, isn't that cool that you have the lion in this card for you, Leo? So be that lion that is within you. Let your passions burn and let your power burn. You do have it. You do have this spark of a king or queen inside you. This is, one of the Leo's archetypes. To be the king, to be the queen. So you are one, and so behave like one, I want to say, and obviously I don't have to remind you or clarify to you that being a true leader, a king or queen, doesn't mean we're being authoritative or bossy, right? We're talking about the true leadership skills and the true example of fair authority. in whatever you're doing. So that's for you, Leo. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Okay, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Virgo, you have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of practical plans, okay, practical goal setting. As we can see from this card, this girl is looking out the window. She's obviously thinking and dreaming up some adventures, plans, goals, projects, whatever it may be for you. She has the globe ready. She has a picture of a bus or a car, is it? Whichever it is. It kind of gives me the sense of, you know, knowing where we're going or where we want to go, but it just needs a little bit of a plan of action. So actually, you know, writing down what's my first step, what's the second step, and just planning it out, you know, looking at the route in which we'll be going. So putting things on paper, practical steps that you can take towards your goal, whatever that goal is, however big or small, Virgo. As it's a general reading, just apply it to where it resonates with you, and it's the week to make some practical plans. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Okay, I'm gonna put the cards back, reshuffle the deck, and I'll be pulling cards for the rest of the zodiac signs. So we ask Spirit for the messages for the zodiac signs from Libra all the way to Pisces now. This needs a little bit more shuffle. So what are the spirit messages for the signs from Libra to Pisces? Gosh. Libra to Pisces. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we've got Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Okay, let me just get a sip of water. Starting with Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Libra, you have the Death card. As you can see, it says death, rebirth, because with every death there comes a rebirth, right? So there are changes coming. You might already feel them, you know that they're happening, and they are happening in order for you to be rebirthed and start something new, something completely new that maybe you weren't planning for necessarily. You know, the death situations are just endings in tarot, endings that need to happen in order for us to move forward, grow, and basically expand in life, really, and advance. So yeah, embrace it, don't worry about it, and just go with the flow, really. This is not really a card saying that you have to do anything. The changes are coming, and it's a time for celebration, really, for those. So yeah, so that's for you, Libra. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Scorpio, the card for you is the Chariot. So this is a card of determination, one of the things. It's also another thing that comes to me is a card of travel. I know that some tarot interpretations do mention this card as something as literal as transportation, travel, you know, some sort of a traveling activity. So so I've got pretty much two messages from this, and obviously take whatever resonates with you, because this is a general read. So if it is the determination, then the spirit is telling you to stay determined and in control of your current situations. Just keep going where you're going. Keep just keep going. Just get hold of the driver's seat and make sure that you bring the things that you're working on to completion. This is not a week to give in, to let others sway you towards other maybe choices, directions. This is the week to just keep on going towards the goals that you have already set for yourself. If anyone tries to sway you, then this is not the time to really listen to anyone else this week. The other meaning that I have mentioned before is that this is going to be a week of travel for you. You might have conversations of travel with somebody. You might decide to be traveling somewhere far this week. It might come unexpected. Maybe you know which travel. Maybe there's a travel already on your mind, but you know, something that you've been preparing for, and this week seems to be the week when it is taking an effect. So yeah, so these are the spirit messages for you, Scorpio. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What's the spirit message for you this week? Sagittarius, you have Ace of Pentacles. This is the week of real planning as to what you want to do with your finances, where to build stronger foundations, how to maybe bring more money to your home, to, you know, your bank account. This is a week of making some practical plans. And the other meaning is that this week you will receive some extra money, possibly something of a financial value. As it's a general read, you know, take whatever resonates with you. But I feel like this is mainly to do with planting, maybe not planting the seeds, but already starting to see the effects of the seeds that you have planted before, right? So we can see on this card that this pentacle that represents the physical, the material side of life, it has the roots there, but they've been picked up, right? So this person is already reaping the rewards, right? So however small, because it's an ace, so this is the start of something coming your way, of something physical, practical coming your way, some sort of practical solutions, maybe, like I said, the money actually falling into your hands, or you being able to reap the rewards from your maybe work. Yeah, it's a week to get paid, basically, in some way, somehow. Okay, so that's for you, Sagittarius. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The spirit message for you this week is King of Swords. Okay, so Capricorn, the King of Swords is a very practical figure. We can say the King of Swords is the highest court card in the suit of the swords. Therefore, he is the master of the Swords realm. And the Swords realm is the realm of intellect, mental activity, reason, logic. You know, it's a card that talks about our logical solutions, our practical applications, logical, I just said logic, didn't I? Reasonable solutions, reasonable plans, reasonable actions. So this week, if you have any decisions to make, if you're wondering which road to take, then the best approach would be to just really go with the reason. Whatever your reason is telling you to do that. This is not a week to be swayed by our emotions or our feelings or, you know, desires even, or passions. This is a week of strictly keeping things logical and sort of straightforward. You know, what's the most logical path that you can take, or what's the most logical and reasonable explanation to a situation. You know, if it pertains to some sort of a conversation maybe, or interaction, sorry, with other people, then there is a chance that you might need to really just talk through it and communicate within reason, take reasonable approach in any communications that you might have coming up this week. So Swords is also communication, right? So if you are to talk to anyone, maybe you know, it's something to do with potential arguments or disagreements that you had. You know, this is not the time to necessarily make decisions based on your emotional cues. Just use your wisdom and your experience, really, based on what maybe you have done in the past, what has worked in the past in a similar situation, and follow that this week, Capricorn. So this is a message for you, and I'll see you next week. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, the spirit message for you this week is Five of Pentacles. Okay, Five of Pentacles is always an interesting card. It's a card of, what always comes to my mind when I look at this card is the lack mentality. Because, and I say mentality, you know, because we might not actually live in lack. Lack, when I say lack, I mean L-A-C-K, not lack being lucky, but as if lacking something in life. And, you know, it might be a week of a little bit being short on cash, maybe. But if that's the case for you, Aquarius, if you're a little bit short this week, it doesn't mean it's going to continue. This is just a week to maybe slow down with your expenses if you feel like you don't have enough for something that you may be thinking of getting or buying or investing in, or whatever the case may be. It is the week to just maybe hold off on that. That's one message. The other message that I'm getting from this is, like I mentioned before, the lack mentality, that the spirit would like you to really open your mind a little bit to the actual possibilities. Maybe not the possibilities only, but just look inwards on how your mind works, you know. Be a little bit mindful of your thoughts this week when it comes to feeling lackful. As you can see on this card, there is a door with pentacles, there's a keyhole, and the key is right there, and yet the girl decides to sit outside of that door and just feel like the victim, right? So a lot of times we make ourselves feel worse than maybe the circumstances actually are. There's always something good as little as it may be, but there's always something good that we could redirect our attention to help us through, you know, any difficult times. You know, it will just make the whole process easier, because any time of scarcity is only a temporary situation, unless of course we make up our mind and stay within this energy forever, but that's our decision, right? So it, you know, take whichever message applies to you, whichever message resonates with you the most, Aquarius. It would be a good week maybe to do some meditations, abundance meditation, you know, anything that can sort of raise your vibration in the, you know, topics of finances, material stability, and all of these things. So yeah, thank you for listening, Aquarius, and I'll see you next week. Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The spirit messages for you this week, Pisces. 3 of Cups. That's beautiful. That's a card of celebration. It's a card of friendship as well. So I feel like there is, spirit wants you to spend the time with other people this week. You know, if you have already maybe some invitations or some suggestions from others, then go ahead and use them. You know, get out there, spend some time with friends, with family, with other people. Just go out maybe in public spaces, spend some time around people. I feel like this will be a really good time, a really good thing for you to do that. I know Pisces is of course quite one of the more sensitive signs when it comes to the energies of others, but you know, just because we are sensitive, it doesn't mean that we need to stay closed off and completely removed from society. If anything, it's just a way, it's just a reminder, not a way, it's just a reminder for us to learn how to protect our energy, but it shouldn't stop us from interacting with other people. So yeah, so get out there and enjoy your time with others. I feel like that's pretty much the only message that I have for you this week, Pisces. And just so you know, it can be spending time with others even via online right now. It doesn't have to, you know, be physical, face-to-face, in-person meetings, although I feel like just getting out there, mingling about wherever it is, would be good to do for you, Pisces, this week. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.